In this video, we're looking at comparing linear functions word problems. And the first thing that we need to remind ourselves is that we've seen all of these equations before. These are just linear equations, which we've looked at in many different ways already. The two key things that we're looking at in terms of linear equations is we're looking at the slope and we're looking at the y-intercept. Now, we've also talked about the y-intercept as being the initial value or the starting point, or that offset that happens before you have your change that is affected by the slope. So the slope is the rate of change of x, or the rate of change of y with respect to x. So when we're looking at linear functions and we're reading them in terms of word problems and so on, what we're looking at is we're looking at that initial value and what in the word problem suggests an initial value, what in the word problem suggests a slope, and what is the question actually asking us to look at. So let's examine this first question here and try and find those key markers. So right here we have Julia and Kajal make deliveries on their bicycles. For each delivery, they need some time to get ready, and then they each ride at a constant speed. Julia takes 40 minutes to make a delivery 5 kilometers away. Now, this part here, Julia taking 40 minutes to make a delivery 5 kilometers away, that is a suggestion of a slope. That is something where there is a amount of time that is dependent on a distance, right? Okay, so at 5 kilometers away, she takes 40 minutes. If it was only, for example, 1 kilometer away, we'd just divide 40 by 5, and we'd get 8 minutes. So for each kilometer, she's taking 8 minutes to make that delivery. Now, before she makes the delivery, she uses 10 minutes of that delivery time to get ready. It also looks like when you're looking at this, she's saying you use 10 minutes of the delivery time. So there's not 10 minutes before the delivery time, it's 10 minutes of the delivery time to get ready. So before you calculate the slope on this, if you were to calculate the slope, you would actually have to subtract 10 minutes to begin with, because it's included in the 40 minutes. Okay, so in this case, you're talking about an equation that is essentially, Julia, so the y equals 30 over 5, because 40 minus 10 is 30, plus 10, which is the 10 minutes of the delivery time. So it takes her 6 minutes per kilometer to make the delivery after that 10 minutes. Now, in this one here, we actually have an equation, and when we look at the previous equation where we had T of D is 6D plus 10. This one here we see as T of D is 6D plus 15. So who takes more time to get ready? Well, Kajal obviously takes more time to get ready because he's got 15 minutes that he's getting ready in. Okay, so the second part here is who rides faster. So again, we were talking about the slope. In this one here, in both of them, we first discussed that we had to subtract this 10 minutes from the 40 minutes, and that gave us 30 minutes. 30 divided by 5 is, of course, 6. And we can see in our equation here, Kajal also takes 6 minutes per kilometer. Okay, so they both ride at the same speed.